What's up, everybody? So I'm going to do a real quick video on how to do a staggered fuse Clapton. I'm going to be using 28 gauge nichrome 80 with 38 gauge nichrome 80. Okay, by no means, obviously I'm not a professional video editor. My build space is in my basement. I've got a Harbor Freight drill, and as you can see, I took a U-clamp and put a strap or a metal bar across, and so I can control my drill with a foot pedal, which is down there. Okay, and then I've got a Just Vapor swivel setup with Croc swivels. They're actually really good. So I know I'm saying it like a retard, but I'm trying to let you guys know so you guys can learn and do this too. So, oh man. So with that said, I got one piece of 28 gauge on here, and I put it on here. I straightened it out. I'm holding the swivel. If you hold the swivel on one end and spin the drill and pull slight tension on it, and then you let it go, it straightens it out. Now what I do for my staggered fuse Claptons is I do the weighted loop method. So what I do is I cut off a piece of 38, I wrap the 38 into the swivel, I Clapton about an inch of it, or into the drill, and I do about 1 inch to 3/4 of an inch, and then I start my space, and then I take the extra piece of 38 gauge, fold it over, I take the cap to an RDA, put it in it, pull the wires through the cap, hold the wires with my thumb, see how I'm pinching it? I pull it tight to make sure that they're even, and then I actually put the deck of the RDA, it's a battle deck, I put it in upside down. It's actually a clone battle deck, but whatever. So then, all I have to do is once I see that the tension's straight and my wire's all good, I literally just follow it all the way down. You want to keep this at a 90-degree angle. You don't want to go back or look forward because you're going to mess up the spacing. You want that spacing to be perfect. So you just want to walk with the RDA that's hanging. You just want to walk the spool down with the RDA. I put my finger up here so I can keep the wires stable, so it's not swinging back and forth, bouncing all around. Like I said, sorry, I'm not a professional editor, and I don't have any of that app. I don't have a computer or anything, so this is done with an iPhone XR. Now I take my spool tamer, I put it over my spool once I roll it up a little bit. And then I cut it, and when you cut it, let me see if I can get this close enough. If you can see it, actually, let me see if I can. You'll see when I cut this wire right here and move this, see how it's sprung? Oh. See how the wire sprung back a little bit? It's recoiling the wire. That's perfectly normal, that's actually good, and you want to make sure that the wire, the space Clapton wire twists over the core. If it's not loose, you want to spin your drill, you want to hold the end of the wire and spin your drill reverse. And then just for a second or two, and then just feel it. The whole wire, you should be able to twist the staggered wire freely with no problems. Okay, I just want to show you guys how easy it is. And then then you got to do another piece. I'm doing a 20-inch shot of this. Well, probably like a 16-inch shot is what I'll end up with. Sorry, my camera's focusing. I got this light up here. But anyway, so then I cut that, and then you just repeat the process. I usually get 2 or 3 sets, or 2 or 3 sticks out of each piece of wire that I cut off to do the spacing with. There we go. And then I'll start this again. There we go. I always do that. I always get that backwards. There we go. And then see how this is set up? So there's the loop. So then all I have to do is twist this, right? You could redo this and not have to do this, but I find it easier and less problematic just to take it off, pull it straight again, and bend it over one more time. I just find it less problematic than taking everything out of the drill and blah 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 and doing all that. And plus you get to reset where you're positioning the wire on the core, so you're not technically using the same space twice. Of course. And then, like I said, I pinch it with my thumb like that, and then I just put the deck in upside down. And then you want to bring that loop to the first, behind the first space. Like there's the wire, the loop, and then another piece of wire. Alright, so I'm going to pull some more tension on this. There we go. Pull that wire back. And now you see why you want to do like an inch, because I can't stable the wire to get my finger in there. So now I got to restart the space. I'd rather make sure everything's right than to guess and hope and then have it be wrong. You don't want to push the RDA, you just want to let it go by itself. And like I said, you just walk the spool down the core with the RDA. You just use it as a center point. This is one of the easier coils to make once you get it right. Stop it. You usually just want to do one. You usually don't want to stop it like I just did. You usually don't want to do that, but I'm doing it for the video purpose. You want to go one shot all the way. That way you don't mess with the angle, the speed, because if you change the angle, it'll mess up the way you wrap. Because the way, I'll explain to you in a second. You need to be able to wrap both the same way. If you're not in, you're gonna when you put these two cores, staggered cores together and go to fuse them together, you're going to be wrapping in the same angle that you wrap the space with. So if you wrap back here, you're going to have to space back here for both wires. So if they're both different, it's not going to work. You know, well, I mean, it'll work, but you're going to probably have to force fuse them together. And that's why it's important to make sure that the cores, once again, I just put my fingers over it at the end and in the beginning and just make sure they spin. Alright, so now for this part, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take both, I'm going to open my chuck on my drill. I'm going to put each one in between the teeth, or the chucks, in between the chucks, and then I'm just going to pull the second wire parallel all the way down to my swivel setup. And then since I already made the loop and I untwisted it, I can just pull. Maybe I can't. Maybe it's not long enough. Oh well, it'll be fine. There you go. Pinch, and then I'm just going to take this extra wire here and just wrap it around it. It's just making sure that it stays together. That's it. It's going to twist up. It's going to do that. So I was going to try and make this under 10 minutes. But obviously if I wasn't showing and stuff like that, I probably could have. But yeah, so with that said, you want to get your core wire. You want to get your fusing wire, the one that you're going to fuse the two staggered cores together, put it in the middle, spin the drill, let it get bound up a little bit. Alright, take your spool tamer off. And then you just let her go. And still do all the work. You're just holding the spool, a little bit of tension. Really not that much tension at all. And like I said, you're just staying parallel with where you were wrapping before. And you go all the way down. Any spaces, the wire will move up and down. That's why it's important to make sure that the wires are loose. But, as you can see, it does the fusing to get by itself. You don't have to do anything to make it fuse together. Okay. There we go. Trying to keep it on the camera for the purposes. Alright, so, and as you can see, it twists up a little bit. I probably could have slowed the drill down, but I didn't. So all you do is you just go and you catch the middle spot and you just untwist it. And then you pull it off, you cut it where you need it to be cut. Cut it there and there. And then you can take your nylons and just start bending and twisting. Now these coils are naturally springy, so when you're wrapping them up, that's a whole nother thing in itself. It really is tricky. You just got to get it. You just got to get used to it. And once you get it, you get it. I actually had to ask a fellow coil builder how to do it. His name's Nick Dumas, and he actually helped me out a lot. There we go. And I'm going to put this down on the table. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can just do this. And that is what your final result. Depending on the gauges. So, like I said, by no means is it perfect. This was just an informational video. You can do it real quick. Then all you gotta do is wrap them up, check your ohms, put them on a device, vape away. Much love, respect. I actually have a set of these exact coils in here. I'm at 115 watts. I'm at 0.34 ohms. And they kick. Amazing flavor, amazing vapor. Much love, respect, y'all. Keep it real. COS Vapor, check me out.